Hi, I'm Tom Barrett, and I'm the state senator for the 24th Senate District. So my job is to represent you and your parents and your teachers and family here in our state capital in Lansing. I'm here in my office in Lansing right now and wanted to encourage you to read during March's Reading Month. I chose a book today that I like to read to my kids. It's called The Sneetches by Dr. Seuss, and I think it has some great lessons in there, and I hope you enjoy the book. So again, this book is called The Sneetches, and it's by Dr. Seuss, and he wrote it in 1961, so just a little while ago, perhaps maybe before you were born. It starts like this. Now the star-belly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain-belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small, you might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. So here's a star-belly Sneetch with a star on his belly, and a plain-belly Sneetch and nothing on his belly. But because they had stars, all the star-belly Sneetches would brag, "We're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain-bellied sort." And whenever they met them, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. So here you see the star-belly Sneetches walking right past the plain-belly ones, kind of being mean to them. When the star-belly children went out to play ball, could a plain-belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-bellied children had none upon theirs. So I know you guys don't have bullies in your school, but here at the Sneetches, they've got some bullies playing, and they're not letting the plain-belly kids play with them. That's kind of mean. When the star-belly Sneetches had Frankfurter roasts, or picnics or parties or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain-belly Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year. So when you go home today, you can tell your parents that you learned what the word Frankfurter means, and I'll tell you, it's a fancy word for hot dog. So here they are having their Frankfurter roast. Then one day, it seems, while the plain-belly Sneetches were moping and doping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. "My friends," he announced in a voice clear and keen, "my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work at great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed." So here's Sylvester McMonkey McBean coming up to the plain-bellied Sneetches. Then quickly Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine, and he said, "You want stars like a star-belly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard." So they clambered inside, and the big machine roared, and it clonked and it bonked and it jerked and it burked and it bopped them about, but the thing really worked. When the plain-belly Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. So here they are going through the machine. They're paying Sylvester McMonkey McBean. They're coming through, and out the other side, what do you see? They have stars on their belly. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start, "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties, and now we can go to your Frankfurter parties." Remember what a Frankfurter is? A hot dog? "Good grief," groaned the ones who had stars at the first. "We're still the best Sneetches, and they're still the worst. But now how in the world will we know," they all frowned, "if which kind is what, or the other way round?" So here they are, the original star-belly Sneetches are mad that they don't know who to be mean to anymore because they can't tell the difference. Then up came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who, that's perfectly true. But come with me, friends, do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on the beaches, and all it will cost you is $10 eaches." So now you see the prices going up to $10. "Belly stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs." And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. So here they are paying their money. They're going up into the machine, coming through, and out the other side, you'll see there are no stars anymore. Then with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks and they let out a shout. "We know who is who, and there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without." Then of course those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a horrible mess. You guys ready to see what happens next? It's kind of crazy. Look at that. All the rest of that day on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again, through the machine they were round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept running through until neither the plane nor the starbellies knew whether this one was that one or that one was this one or which one was what one or what one was who. Whew. I had to keep up with the Sneetches. Look at them going through the machine, and they come back out, they pay their money, they go back through the other side, and they're going through both machines over and over and over and over again. And look at this right here. Is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and behind him is a big pile of money. That is a lot of Tooth Fairy visits right there. Then when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They never learn, no, you can't teach a Sneetch. And there he goes. All the Sneetches are sad because they've all paid all that money for nothing. And Sylvester McMonkey McBean is leaving with all their money in the back of his car. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day, all the Sneetches forgot about stars, and whether they had one or not, upon theirs. So here you see a plain belly Sneetch and a star belly Sneetch, and the plain belly grown-up Sneetch and the plain belly and the star belly, both shaking hands and becoming friends because they learned that it doesn't matter if you have a star on your belly or not. So they had a happy ending, and I hope again that you were able to learn something from this story, and I hope that you enjoyed hearing from it, and certainly look forward to joining you in person again sometime. Thank you.